You are listening to the City Vent, proudly sponsored by the Westview Motor Company, supplying your new and used cars. Find us at westviewmotorcompany.co.uk.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 25 of the City Vent. This is what we're going to call the festive episode because it's probably going to be the last one of the year we're going to do. And as you can see, there's three ugly bastards that have joined me as well today. So we've got Chris, obviously. We've got Deck below me. Chris to the right of me. On it's to the left, isn't it, that song? We've got Deck and we've got Andy as well. So welcome, gents. It's nice to have us all on here. Full compliment, eh?
Yeah, it's Christmas!
Oh my God, somebody's had a sniff at barmaids, haven't they? What are you drinking, Andy? Show us your drink.
I'm on the Glenfiddich. Other brands are available, but it's beautiful. And
Yeah,
I love it.
I can tell, mate. You sound like you're enjoying it. What you on, Chris?
Do you know what? I've been a bit boring tonight. Well, I say boring, but you might not be able to see it because it's blurred screen. I am on a bit of the red wine. I'm on the Yellowtail Shiraz. It's Australian. Makes me sound right posh, but I think it was probably the cheapest thing in shop, and it was about £4. So
yeah, it don't make you sound posh, mate. Can't lie.
Probably not.
You like
Started off well.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Boys, but here we go.
But now Deck's piping in. What you got, Deck?
So I've gone from a bottle of Corona.
You know what? You actually look Mexican a bit.
That's because I am.
You do. So that was you just need a tash, which I know you
Yeah,
can't.
well, I'm missing the talk of Corona, so I thought, you know what? Let's get a bottle.
Yeah. Get it back while it's coming back with a vengeance. Let's and I'm on Disaronno and orange juice, which is actually, I know it sounds disgusting, it's actually a mega drink if nobody's had it before. So
tell us, we were talking about this before we started recording. So, because I was like, what on earth does that taste like? So what does it taste like?
It's like Battenberg, but like orange flavour Battenberg. It's proper good. If you haven't had Battenberg before, it's
cake for a drink.
Yeah, but honestly, it's good. It is proper good. It's smooth. It's like really smooth and nice. It's heartburn though, Tackle, so you need to take some Lanzoprazole or whatever before. But, yeah,
now we're all getting to middle age, the same middle age.
I'm a married man now. I've got to think about these things and my health. So yeah, we might as well kick off this episode and talk about some City stuff. I think it's probably pertinent to speak about the last two postponed games, first of all, because there's two potential, well, it's 6 points really that we've missed out on. What are your thoughts on that, boys? Is it an opportunity missed, or is it just that we've got those to play later in the season? What are your thoughts?
Do you know what? I think personally, I think it would have been the perfect time to play Gillingham. They're obviously, the reason why I say that is because they're going to be recruited in January. I mean, the fact that is it still only 6 goals they've got this season? So obviously, the spirit's going to be quite low. They're going to bring in a few new players. There might be a different team in January, just depending on what their finances are like. Although I have heard there's a lot of murmurs going on about the club and Paul Scally, who's been in charge for like 900 years, and whether he needs to carry on and whether they're going to do something about that. But they all seem to be behind Neil Harris. And then obviously Rochdale again on Saturday. I think, do you know what? It would have been the perfect game to have been at home and given a performance that we haven't seen for a long time, probably even as harsh as it sounds, probably since Stevenage.
Yeah,
I have to agree, to be honest. Yeah, I have to agree. To be fair, we're in need of points, aren't we? It's not good enough. We've not been good enough over the last few games. We were all down Orient. It wasn't great, but these were the perfect games for us to get some points before Christmas. And I think, like Chris said, like in January, you don't know what's coming, do you? So I think we could have done with these games. I think it might be an issue for us. And
I think that I'll go to you this one, Deck, that the next game is Carlisle away on Boxing Day. I mean, Carlisle, I tweeted about this, that it's 1985, the last time that we won away at Carlisle. And last time we played there, I don't know if any of you boys went, I did, and it were horrendous. We lost 2-0. Gibson and Patrick scored. Toxic atmosphere. Callum Cook's dad were in crowd saying what he said. Is it a bad... Well, it depends, I guess, what happens at Carlisle game, doesn't it, Deck? But what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I think it's one of them. It's Boxing Day. It always worries me on Boxing Day if we're not at home. I'm always a bit wary what result's going to be, and especially Carlisle as well. I think it's going to be a tricky one because they're playing well at the minute. Obviously, they're above us in goal difference as well. But I don't know. Maybe it's done us good. A bit of a rest these few games, hopefully, and then we'll see how it goes. But I'm pretty confident going into it, and I think January is going to be a big one for us.
It's one of these, isn't it, where they've had the chance to recharge the batteries. Obviously, the World Cup's given them a bit of time off in between somewhere along those lines as well, in the frost and what have you. But sometimes, I guess, the absence can be a bit too much in football. You know, and I guess I don't know when Carlisle last played, but if they did play, are they going to be a bit fresher than us and game ready? Do you know what I mean? I know it's not been that long, but is that going to have an effect on it?
Yeah, I think it could. I think as well you've got to look at, well, we've seen, obviously they had the Christmas party over the weekend, so that might have helped them bond a bit more, help them get together. They might have, I'm not saying we know anything, but there might have been a little bit of friction between a couple, and it's got just given a bit of a kick up the arse, really, to just say, let's crack on and get through. Because at the end of the day, Christmas is always a tricky period with games getting called off. So, yeah, I don't know, quietly confident.
See, I don't think the need to bond as a team. Like, from what we've seen so far this season, these lads, they've all come together. They're all sort of like fighting for the same sort of goal. So the Christmas party and all that, I don't think it's going to have that much of a difference. What I do think is this time off, we're losing match fitness. We've had what, best part of 3 weeks off now?
So I've just been put off massively, by the way. Chris, stay still. Just look at Chris, guys. He doesn't have any ears. Honestly, he didn't have any ears then. No ears there. I was just like looking at you like.
You put some elf ears on at least, or something like that.
You literally no ears.
Well, I've just had a look at the Carlisle and when they last played, and they last played as well on the 3rd of December. So they're coming into that game on the, in this exact same issue that we've had. They've had games called off. It's just gonna be one of them, isn't it? It's almost like first game of the season, if that makes sense. Because there's been such a long time since we played. I mean,
is a point a good result, Chris? Is a point a good result?
Yes.
I hate to say that as a football fan, but I think it is. Given our history there and their form, a point is potentially good on the road there on Boxing Day as well.
It has to be, and like you said, you just alienated to earlier on, is that we haven't, 1995, did you say that we haven't won there since? Yeah, so we haven't won there since then, so that always comes into play. I know people probably go, what? It doesn't actually make any difference. I think it does, and I think we've, they've got a lot of our ex-players that still always seem to be up for it. I mean, when we played them last season, they weren't in great form, if I remember right. Apologies if I'm wrong with that one. And to be honest, it could have been a lot more. It could have been a lot more last year. But I think that you've always got to see it as a point on the road is always a great point. And it's, if you're getting, hopefully, fingers crossed, wins at home. I know we're not doing that at the moment, but if you're doing that and you're getting the point away from home, then that's what it's about.
See, I'd agree with you, but we're not getting points at home, are we? That's the issue we've got. So I think going into this, especially with form that we're in, it needs to be 3 points. I don't think a point's going to cut it for us all.
On the point that you made about the Christmas do deck, because there were a weird tweet that went out from Andy Cook to Levi Sutton at maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and it just said, "Hello." I mean. What is there anything in that? But it found the tweet. So to put this into context for anybody listening, it was a tweet from June when Levi had signed his contract extension for 2 years. So Andy Cook had scrolled. He must have been absolutely smashed at the time and found it and just literally wrote "hello" underneath it as a reply. Apparently, Levi had responded to it and he's since deleted it. Is there anything in that, boys, or is it just drunken, stupid behaviour?
How can you say something in that? I mean, all it is just he's put a lot. Get what you're saying, that he's looked through the tweets, but how on earth are we supposed to know that? I mean, it could be that maybe Levi wasn't on the Christmas do. I don't know. For fact, I don't know anything. Whether that's the case, and then obviously Cookie's being Cookie. I mean, let's face it, we all know that Cookie's a bit of a character, right?
Yeah, he is, but why would he scroll that far back? Why would he not respond to like a recent tweet?
But then again, I don't know, because maybe there was something that, you know, you've got to think about in-house jokes and things like that. It could have been anything like that. It could have been that Levi goes on about his 2-year contract constantly or something.
Yeah, and he's not been playing. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm not saying that he does, but you know, it could be anything. I think that I do love. There's a lot of Miss Marple fans. I'm not going to say Inspector Clouseau, but there's a lot of Miss Marple fans in Bradford City fan base, and I can't see anything in that. I mean, if he goes in January, do we say, "Oh well, Cookie told us beforehand"? It was for me. I don't think there's anything in that. I mean, to read into that just sounds ridiculous to me.
Can we see him go in though? Can we see him go in?
Yeah.
Like I can personally. I think he's not been getting first team appearances too often.
He's a good player. He offers a lot.
He is. On his day, he's a really good player, but he's not getting in the team. So is he going to look for first team football elsewhere?
I know this is going to sound really bad. I really like Levi, but I feel like Levi, the way that he plays, he sort of suits like a bottom half team, if that makes any sense. I don't. The reason I'm saying that is because he's so energetic, he works so hard, but I don't know if he's got that quality for a top end team that, you know, in the passing that they play as well. I mean, obviously we're struggling in midfield anyway, but if you brought Levi Sutton into that midfield, would he improve it for us at the minute?
Not at the moment, and I think I completely agree with you for a change. I completely agree with you there. I think that the perfect role for him would be to play a lower league, a lower team in this league.
How much wine have you had?
Not as much as you've had.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going for another one in a minute.
Let's shoot him up. How do you mute somebody? I'm only joking.
No, but I think that I agree. I think that the thing is, for him at this point in time in his career, he has to be playing first team football. I tell you what, I have got a weird little conspiracy, or not a conspiracy, but an idea, is that if Scunthorpe get taken over in January, does he go back to Scunthorpe?
Well, not if they go down, because they're struggling out. If they he's nowhere near. He's League Two. He's a League Two level footballer.
I know he's also a scunny boy. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but look at the conferences, some of the signings.
That's you being a romantic. That not happening.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, but I wouldn't totally rule it out.
So you're talking hot air, right?
I'm not. Well, I am, yeah, because I don't know anything. So.
I mean, I'll go to Deck as well, because he's on his own there. He's quiet. Go on, Deck. What are your thoughts on Levi? We're all on his own, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I've always sort of liked him as a player. I'm not sure he would really fit in now. I think if you look at the sort of quality on paper we've got with Smallwood, Gilead as well, obviously stepping into that position earlier on in the season's been brilliant up until recent weeks. I mean, the tweet might have been like a performance, pays you play. That might have been why Andy Cook's had a look for it. Not getting paid. Performance bonuses. So you never know, it could be anything. But I think, going back to your point on that, I think that is probably one of them. He's looked for it. I think it might be a loan, or it might be permanent. I think more than likely, from my view of looking at that tweet, I think he's probably on his way.
Did you see what Andy Cook was dressed up as, by the way?
No, go on.
A green army man. But he had his full face painted green and like the whole shebang on. And in the picture, I think it were Osadibi who put it on. He had a pint of Guinness, and I thought, I just respect it. I kind of respect anybody that drinks Guinness, because it's a proper drink, innit? Like, it's not for the faint-hearted. I love it. And I don't know what you boys are thoughts on Guinness.
It's a bit heavy for me. It's a bit heavy.
I could tell
like baby Guinness.
Yeah. Baby Guinness is the best shot in the world, by the way. But yeah. But yeah, I saw it and I thought, yeah, proper bloke. It's just Andy Cook all over it to drink that.
I don't know. I'll ask you, what else did everyone else drink? What else did everyone wear?
All I know is that Osadibi went as Michael Jackson, which I thought was funny. He had like a silvery like glove on, and like a sequin shirt. But there's not been much come out. I always remember that team from that Stuart McCall team from, I think it was 2016-17, and they all went out, and Kai Brunker what were we doing in that pub? Do you remember in that? It was like German bar or something.
Oh, want that on pre-season tour?
No,
they were all singing him. bad.
There was that, but it was something else. It were a Christmas do, and
When he dressed as a female,
it was Lederhosen. Yeah, and he had pigtails, and he was like hopping around. It was so funny. If somebody can find that footage for us, and but I always remember that. But I don't know. I'm hoping that one of our friends might send us some more pictures, but we'll have to see. I've asked Harry, and he just said, "No, man, I'm just doing it." I'll leave you. He's had enough of us now. He's had his minute of fame on podcasts, hasn't he? But the other thing that we knew that they were in Ireland, of course. Not everybody knew that, but some people know that they were in Ireland for the do. So we've got a new signing, Kieran Kelly, and I'm actually going to come up with Andy here on this one because he's probably done a bit of homework more than us about this chap. All I know is he's a unit. What?
Yeah.
Where's he been? What's he done, mate? Tell us. Kieran Kelly.
He is a unit, and on paper, he looks like he could do business for us. From what I've read, he's had a few games in Europa League, Conference League. The only concerning thing is, from what I've read on Twitter and whatnot, is like you've got like fans of Bohemians, and they're saying that since the Europa League run, he's dropped off. He's dropped off dramatically. And
do you not think it's a bit of sour grapes, mate? Because he turned down a contract offer there.
It might be sour grapes. I don't know League personally. Like, I don't know League of Ireland in contrast to what League Two level is. I don't know how good it is compared.
Owen Doyle plays consistently, and he's pretty old now, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I saw an interesting fact the other day. I was on Twitter, and it was saying something like, I think it was 10, 11 players that were in the Irish League last year or the year before. And not this 10 players, they were all either in the Championship. There was one player at Udinese, but they were all at least playing in League One standard. So I'm not saying that the standard of football is amazing up there, but what I'm saying is there's probably some real hidden gems, and maybe that's exactly what this lad is. And I mean, personally, for me, if the club think that he's going to be good enough to bring in, we've got to go with it, absolutely. And all the best to him as well. I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
Who's going then? Who's going? Well, someone's got to go. We can't keep all of them, can we?
Songo.
Songo?
That's my thought. I'd say Songo.
I think Timmy's going out on loan. I can't see, like, Timmy's struggling to get involved in team. Songo, he understands his part this season. He understands that he's a sub player, but he wants to be with us. And I really don't want to see him go because he puts his body on line. Timmy is, without sounding harsh, he hasn't done much at all to prove his worth.
It's funny because I'll go to Deck actually and ask him his thoughts on this. But I saw Hartlepool put a poll on, like one of I think it was their podcast, and they were on about the best player this year in the last 12 months, and a lot of people are saying Odisuna, and he's not played for him, since what? Well, will it be May? June, whatever it was.
Yeah, May season finished, didn't it?
And we've not seen that player, have we, Deck?
No. Obviously, there was a lot of excitement around him at first, but yeah, we've not really seen sort of a lot of the replies that come from Hartlepool as well when he joined. They were gutted to see him go, and we've just not sort of seen that player. Maybe one of them where you've got a good player in an average team. I'm not saying we're the best, but this team is a lot better than the Hartlepool team. So potentially is that, just looking at, he was a brilliant player in an average team, and now he's an okay player that's struggling to get in a very good team.
Style of play as well, because he likes to play in a back three, doesn't he, I think?
Yeah, he does. I mean, I tell you what, I think for him, bless him, I think the problem is that Critchlow's probably been one of the top 3 defenders in this league this year so far. And I think that's not something we expected. So on that side of things, again, I mentioned, I know when he's just signed, he got COVID, and apparently he wasn't really well with that. I think he's just had a child as well, like in the summer. Maybe he's struggling to settle in. The one thing I would mention, though, is kind of like, is that against Leyton Orient, he probably didn't have the greatest of games, but his pace was absolutely phenomenal. I don't think he got beaten once, did he, for pace?
There were a couple of times when me and Chris spotted this, where I said to Chris, "Look at that," and I don't. If I think they're number 7, who's pretty quick, I think he knocked it past Odysseuna, and Odysseuna went, "See, mate," and he used his pace. And I think if we did play with a back three, you'd probably see a lot more of him because he's not a ball winning centre back like this new lad.
Is that all he's got though? Is that all he's got? Pace? Because as a defender, as a centre defender, is that what you want? Is that all you want, pace? Or do you want to have someone that's good in a tackle? Like Matty Platt's been a bit iffy over since Critchlow went out, let's be honest. But he can get into a tackle. Songo can get into a tackle. Yeah, they're slow, but is pace everything? Is that going to save us in defence?
No. And I think he got... we saw it at Leyton Orient. They all had a bad game, but there were times where he gave the ball away at the back that looked really unsure. And you know what? It's Critchlow. I'm telling you, somebody like him, you need, if you're playing that style of football, you need that confident player he's just like nonchalant at times. Sometimes probably too much. You're thinking, what are you doing? But he's just so relaxed. And if somebody's at the side of him, they're thinking, this lad's going to probably clean up anyway. So I can maybe make a few more risks. And we're not seeing that without him. And I think that is the big difference. But the new lad, Kieran Kelly, he seems to be, to me, in the Matty Platt mould. Would you not think?
Not sure on that one.
You don't really know about him, do you?
No.
Yeah. We'll see in January. I'm just looking at the size of him and I'm thinking he's got to be the big ball winning centre half on his shoulder.
I think it's a different. Yeah, I mean, again, we need to kind of see what he's like, and when he comes into the team, I'm sure he will do at some point. I think the other thing is we have to remember is that we're making it sound like he's going to be a first teamer. He probably won't be. But going back on your previous point about like kind of Critchlow and the confidence that those defenders have, Platt seems to go in on himself, like seems to just almost get very nervous when he's not got Critchlow, because Critchlow does the hard work in that defensive pairing. But Platt, I found that when he's played with Songo, when he's played with Odysseuna, he's really struggled and he's given the ball away and he's panicked a little bit.
All of them, Chris, let's be fair. Everybody when Critchlow's not been in the team, all of those centre-backs have struggled. Songo, the only game that he's played well in, let's be honest, is Mansfield when we dug in. We said this last week. Apart from that, Songo's not done much this season, has he?
No.
You know?
I mean, he's Mr. Versatile, isn't he? You know, he's the kind of player, you know, if he comes on after the 70th minute or something like that, you're not going to go, it's Songo coming on. You're going to go, great. We're going to, you know, if we're winning, it's a case of, right, we're going to defend this lead. And that's the kind of player that he is. Is it fair? Do I think that he might leave in January? I think he possibly will.
Yeah.
Now, for me,
you wanted to say something. Go on, Andy.
Go on. No, for me, I don't think Songo's going anywhere. I think he's committed to it. I understand that he wants first team football constantly, but I think he's committed to being a part of something that's bigger than himself. He seems like the sort of bloke to me for that.
Does he suit the style of play?
No. But Matty Platt doesn't suit the style of play either.
He does. Yeah, but he does, doesn't he? Because he does all
only with Critchlow next to him.
Yeah, exactly. But he's Matty Platt's
injured, so who's coming next to him?
But Platt and Songo are totally different players.
But that doesn't make Platt not work for the system. It's the player that's in that position that it's not the system, it's the players.
Understandable. So that's why I think this Kelly's been brought in, because there's a lot going round about him saying that he's quite good on ball, he can make a pass. So maybe he is in to be sort of like there when Critchlow's out. But that leaves me on to, is Critchlow getting recalled by Huddersfield? They're in dire straits. Like, are we seeing him? Are we seeing him after January? I'm not sure.
There's not a chance that Huddersfield are going to recall him. I want to speak about January transfer window in a bit, but they're not going to pin their survival hopes on the Championship on a player that's never played in the Championship. It's just not. It's not going to happen. If they did that, the fans would be in absolute uproar. Great player at this level. Is he ready for Championship yet? Definitely not.
Did he have the brass to invest? Did he have the money to invest in players?
Mate, there's so many free agents that will be available and people can get that have experience at that level that Critchlow doesn't have. It's just not going to happen. I would have a wager with you now if you want to do it. You've had a few drinks. So
I know. Does it count if I'm a bit tipsy?
it's recorded, mate. So if you want to have a wager with me that Critchlow is going to go back to Huddersfield and stay at Huddersfield, that's the wager, not going to go elsewhere.
No. You can't say that.
No,
If he leaves Bradford
no,
City
no.
or not, isn't it? Because they might send him to League One. They might think he's a step above us. So
Yeah. I don't have the money, but you've got to remember, mate, that he's just not got the qualities for Championship level. If he's coming up against the strikers of the top teams in the Championship, I don't think he's ready for it at all. But we're going to move on from this talk. I'm not going to let Andy respond to it because obviously I'm always right, guys. I'm always right.
I've had a swig of confidence now. I'm ready to go, Paul. Let's go.
I'm ready to make a bet with you, mate. I'm more than happy. It's the bet is if he goes back to Huddersfield, he plays for him, not gets loaned out elsewhere. That's the bet.
That's just not fair though, because he might get loaned out to League One.
But that's not the bet. You're sort of making out that he's going to go play for Huddersfield. That's what your point was.
Well, I mean,
was it
not go play for Huddersfield, but it might. What I'm saying is he's going to get recalled. That's what I personally think is going to happen to him.
No way, he's not. Where would he go elsewhere? He lives in Huddersfield or Leeds, right? He's plays for City, which is so easy for everybody. That we're playing at a good level. He's like the star man in the squad, pretty much at centre back anyway. Why would they move him on? He's not going to benefit anywhere else, is it? Because League One, right? His experience in League One is quite minimal, if you remember, because he made maybe 4 or 5 appearances. That's it at League One.
Yeah, but is that the next step in development?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, so going up a level is not the next step in development to you.
If he goes to League One, he's not top end of League One, is he? And if he's in a struggling team in League One that aren't playing good football, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but I get where you're coming from. But
so you agree
League
with me?
One's still no, I don't agree with you at all because League One's still a step above League Two, isn't it? Let's be fair about this.
No, it isn't.
Of course it is.
If he goes to Markham, how is that a step above the top end of League Two?
Okay, so you're saying that there's no step there. So you put Bradford City into League One right now.
Yeah.
Where are we finishing in league? Right now, based on now's form, where are we finishing in league? We're in a relegation scrap. We're in a relegation scrap, is what we're in.
No, you're not. No, I'm not doing that to diffuse the argument. What I'm saying is that I don't think that he would get into many top end League One teams, and I don't think that they'd put him into a bottom end League One team. I really don't.
That's your opinion. I guess but we'll leave it there and let you move on.
Validate your point a little bit, even though you're wrong. Huddersfield could put him in a League One team to get him ready for next season when they're in League One potentially. So it could have legs. I just can't see it, mate. I bet
you a tenner. Bish bash bosh.
Right.
But
right, hold on. So we've got that deal on. However, what I'm going to say is, I think he's going to non-league. He's off to Wrexham.
Do you know what? That won't be a surprise, you know, with money they're throwing about right now.
No,
that won't be a surprise at all.
I think he's happy here. I think he's happy here. I think he knows he's playing some good football. I think it'd be silly. He did the same thing last season, went to League One. I think it's a bad move for him. I think that he knows what he's capable of this year. But anyway, that's my 2 pence worth, which is not. It's about 2 pence compared to yours, probably £553 each that you've just put in. So
we'll go around in circles, and we're going to leave it there. But I'm sure people will respond to us and tell us that one of us is right.
Tell me I'm definitely wrong. It's fine.
So I'm going to steer our conversation a little bit differently now. And we spoke a lot about City stuff. We're going to keep continuing talking about City stuff as we always do. But I want to speak a little bit about Christmas traditions because look at our beautiful background that Andy's created. Very festive. We get his hats on, lads.
For anyone who's listening to the podcast, it's just very Christmassy. I don't think there's any more that needs to be said than that, really.
It's not that special. I'm just trying to give Andy a bit of niceness for once. But yeah, it's Christmas. So I wanted to know if you guys have got any like Christmas traditions like that you do that might be out of the ordinary, or just something you do like every year at Christmas, and just something in general.
For me, I don't know if it's out of ordinary, but like we get up in the morning and first of all, pigs in blankets and a glass of Bucks Fizz.
Pigs in blankets in the morning, just on their own.
Pigs in blankets or cheesy pigs in blankets and a glass of Bucks Fizz.
Why? What's the cheese? Why is the cheese there?
I like cheese.
Well, why not? Why not? I mean, do you
Why
think
not?
like a McDonald's where, like, you don't know, like in the morning, you have like a bacon sausage, but you got like cheese in it, haven't you?
Yeah, but you don't.
A bit of gooey cheese in your pigs in blanket. Oh, mate, try it. It'll change your life for the better. And a glass of Bucks Fizz to go with it. Tastes crap, but it's just something I've done since I was a kid.
Bucks Fizz is all right.
It was only time I allowed alcohol when I was a kid.
I'm not surprised with how you've carried on this episode, mate. I don't think you'll be allowed it. No wonder. We keep you on baby lead you with alcohol. But no, I mean, that's an interesting one. So that's your first thing you do. That's I quite like that. I don't know about the cheese. I'm going to have to try it, but it's not
do it, mate. It'll change your life for better, I promise.
Let's see what Deck does. Go on, Deck.
Pretty boring, really. I just go out Christmas Eve.
There must be something though, like Christmas Eve then, yeah.
Christmas Eve every year we go out. Always have a hangover on Christmas. We're always the one sat there in his pajamas while everyone's opening presents. And yeah, that's about it, really. Pretty boring. I don't have pigs in blankets with cheese. That's just sounds wrong to me.
So what do you have? What would you have as like a breakfast on Christmas?
Bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
This year we're having Bucks Fizz. Spent a good £2.50 on that, so going all out, splashing it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Oh wait, so you have Bucks Fizz in the bottle already? You don't make it yourself?
You can make it yourself.
Who makes it themselves?
Me.
What?
Don't everybody do that?
Explain, please.
It's just orange juice and prosecco in it. That's all it is.
No, just buy it for £2.50 from wherever you go.
But why buy it when you can?
Because orange juice is £3.
Cost of living crisis, boys.
It sounds to me like we've had him with his prosecco. Probably has like his butler that comes along with his with his canapes on a morning.
What's a canape? Canapé, do you mean? Canape?
Somebody's never watched Peter Kay, have they? Somebody's never watched.
No, you meant that. That were a word slip. But where do you buy your orange juice from, Deck? Because that's about £1.
Oh, he's a Waitrose.
Yeah, he is.
He's Waitrose, isn't he?
But you're getting the butler talk is not me, Chris. That's definitely that.
Yeah,
£3 for orange juice.
I tell you what I do. I'll tell you what, seeing as because this is already sounding really boring talking about prices of orange juice.
Yeah, it is.
I'm same as Deck. I go out on Christmas Eve.
Do you have canapes, Chris?
I get canapes.
Canapes and Waitrose orange juice.
None of you ever watched Peter Kay?
Yes, every bit of it.
Canapes. It's Phoenix Night. Canapes. First episode. And then I tell you what. How about this one? I don't drink on Christmas Day.
No, don't believe it.
It's my birthday on Boxing Day, and there's nothing worse than being hungover on my birthday. And plus, for me, after that, so rather than the Christmas tradition, Boxing Day, it's always about football. Like, Boxing Day is always about the football, so I don't get drunk. I don't drink on Christmas Day because there is nothing worse than having a hangover on your birthday. That is actually true, honestly. You might give me Pinocchio signs, but it's true. Honestly, I don't. Even
Pinocchio signs.
Pinocchio signs.
Love it.
Well, it's turned into a Chris quote session, this, isn't it? Pinocchio signs.
You know, the best bit is, I can't wait for you, but do you know what? People will be listening to this and go, I know what canapes are.
Do you know what? Talking about canapes, vol-au-vents, right, is all I'm going to say. Because I am an absolute advocate for vol-au-vents. As a kid, I'm going to start that again. Vol-au-vents. So I am an absolute advocate for vol-au-vents. As a kid, I absolutely used to love them. My grandma used to make them every year. If anybody doesn't know what a vol-au-vent is, it's like a little pastry cylinder, guys, would you say? And then you put like food
like
in it.
a little prawn cocktail in it, or like a little chicken mayo or something.
Like in mayo, and it's just like banging. It's like a little canape of like wonderfulness. And they're just amazing. And I feel like one of them.
I didn't want to talk about it because we already had that conversation on Saturday, and I probably heard you for 5 minutes tell me what a vol-au-vent was. And
I can't remember. Honestly,
did you not know what a vol-au-vent was?
Anyway,
he calls them vol-au-vents. He calls them. He thinks it's some sort of like football move. Vol-au-vent. But no, it's love vol events. Prawn cocktail as well. Big fan of a prawn cocktail. Mum always used to make them. Just brilliant, aren't they?
In a glass.
Yeah.
It's got to be like one of those,
Yeah, like an ice cream.
Sundae glass in an ice cream.
Yeah,
What am I doing?
Yeah, I'm milking some cows. But yeah, it's got to be in like an ice cream dish on it, like that you've just got in cupboard. But yeah, they're good. But yeah, Bucks Fizz, I'm on board with that. And yeah, just getting drunk.
Don't make it myself though.
No, you don't. I bet you don't cook it all, Andy, do you? Let's be honest.
No, Mrs. does that. I wash up.
I thought you meant
I
your own
get told
gravy.
I've got to. She wears trousers in this relationship. I do as I'm told.
What do you wear? Show us your shorts. What have you got on?
Me? Oh, right now.
Well, he is. He's
we've got
confident tonight, isn't he?
I'm a bit worried because he might fall over.
Cracky bottoms on.
Yeah. For everybody that's listening along, Andy's just stood up and showed us his pants. So
yeah, boys.
Oh, his lack of.
This has just got a total. But you know what? We're rolling with it. Okay, so this leads us on because we've all had a bit of a drink tonight. What's your favourite tipple over Christmas, guys? And what if you had to go to somebody's house and they got like a drinks cabinet out? What do you call them? Drinks cabinets? What are they called?
A drinks cabinet.
Well, and it got like a name, like in 80s. Like a drinks trolley. But they called something out. They're like,
you know about like a decanter or something like that?
Well, that's what's in. That's what's in. I mean, anyway, it doesn't matter. Is it a drinks made or something? Whatever. But if somebody offered you a drink at Christmas, what would your first go-to be? Dec, I'm going to ask you first.
I mean, I'm pretty boring. You'd probably just go for a beer, but Baileys.
Baileys on its
It's always a good one for Christmas. A little bit of Baileys with ice.
Not a bit. I like it with coffee.
It curdles. Don't you find it curdles in your stomach?
That's because you've had your Bucks Fizz as well, Andy.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't like. I don't. The idea of coffee and alcohol together. It just doesn't sound right.
Chris, with your red wine.
Well, I don't drink, do I? So I'll have. If I have to, if I'm full.
I don't drink. Just out of context, Chris. Well, I don't drink, do I?
If I'm on Christmas Day, if I'm not, it's probably a prosecco. I quite like a prosecco. Yeah.
Andy?
Big fan of prosecco.
I'm whiskey.
Scotch or bourbon.
Single malt. I'm happy as Larry. Leave me with a Glenfiddich or a Glenmorangie if I'm feeling really pricey.
Yeah. Is that when you get slower and slower?
Oh, mate, I'm getting slurred the more it goes on. Like.
It's great, though. It's great viewing. Okay, next question. The best thing on a Christmas dinner, guys. Like, I know we did touch on this, but I think it's important because it I don't know. I've got something that I like, or two things. And I judge people on this. Chris, you go first.
Do you know what? It'd either be pigs and blankets because they have to be. Or for me, to be honest with you, it's like maybe like a parsnips with like maple syrup or some kind of stuff like that on it. Yeah. I think parsnips are the most underrated vegetable ever. Love it. Do you know what, Adam? Are you same as me, where you could have a bowl of parsnips and just eat the entire thing?
I just had parsnips and pigs in blankets. I'm with you on both.
Yes.
You've gone up in my estimations. They were very low, but now
I appreciate that.
You're getting higher, so it's there. But I'm gonna see what you boys think as well, Andy.
For me, it's Yorkshire puddings. Like Yorkshire pudding for me, it's the be all and end all of life. I love a Yorkshire pudding.
Would you eat on the? My question to you is, like me and Chris have just said, would you eat Yorkshire pudding on its own though, in isolation?
Yeah, I eat it with ice cream, mate, for dessert.
No, but just without anything else is the question.
All day long. All day long. I love a Yorkshire pudding. Like I
do, mate. But this is what separates the god tier of Christmas dinners, because certain things you can eat in isolation and certain things you can't.
One thing I do like at Christmas dinner is sprouts in honey and bacon. Sprouts.
You're wrong.
Bacon lardons with a bit of honey.
Bacon
sprouts. Oh my god. Bacon lardons. What?
Oh,
do you not know what a bacon lardon is?
Yes.
It sounds very similar to something else. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm feeling bullied here now. Just so you're all aware, I am being bullied. I want the world to know.
But that's a deck.
Yeah.
What's yours, mate?
It's without a doubt, it's pigs in blankets for sure. They're the first one. And you know what? Because I don't have it all year round, stuffing. Probably an unpopular one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
no,
do-
no,
Yes.
Wait, is it proper stuffing or is it that stuff out of packet? Is it
It's out of
sausage?
pack. I don't have time for that. I'm doing
Oh
cooking.
no, you've got to do it with sausage, mate. You've got to.
Yeah,
Nice
not that
brownie
time.
points there, Jack.
There
do
you
you know,
are.
it's, funny? It's the one thing my mum always does amazing every year. I think last year she did gingerbread stuffing, and
Love
it
it.
was incredible, honestly.
Stuffing, it can make or break a Christmas dinner.
One thing I've got to ask: what do you all cook your roast potatoes in
don't cook.
at Christmas?
You don't
Duck
cook on them. You just
Mrs.
said
cooks.
Duck fat.
dripping.
Duck
Yes, Deck. Duck fat. I was talking to my cousin the other day, right? And she says she cooks it in honey
Yeah, but no,
and
I think
butter. Honey
that's
and
fine.
butter.
That's
But
fine.
Is it
I'm
really
not against
though?
that.
It's
Yeah,
got
it's-
to be duck fat, hasn't
as long
it?
as you're
It's
not
got to be
cooking-
duck fat.
As long as it's not one cal, I think you can get away with certain things. But yeah, duck fat is traditional for sure. But you don't even cook, mate. So what are you dictating what they cooked him for?
Because my missus makes it really nicely, and this is brownie points, right? I might be in for a winner here, boys. She cooks it really nicely. If I cooked it, there wouldn't be a Christmas dinner. You'd be having pizza and chips and be happy with it.
Andy, she's not going to shag you, mate.
I know. I've been trying for the last 4 years, and she's still saying no.
I had to put that in there. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Right. Moving on. There's another Christmas question for you. Got you there. Good, I wanted that. I impressed myself. I was so excited. Right. So this goes back for your whole life now, and this is nostalgia for everybody. Because I feel like our childhoods were the best. So what is your favourite Christmas gift of all time that you've received?
I know straight away. It was my SNES. Best bit about this SNES was me and my brother used to always go hunting for our presents. And I remember my mum and dad had gone out for a
Did you
meal.
find out else in the wardrobe when you were hunting? Did you find out?
You know what, to be honest with you, I don't want to say. But I remember I found this SNES at the top of like the wardrobe, and I was absolutely gutted because I really wanted the new Super Mario game, and it didn't have it with it. Anyway, I opened it up, played with it, put it back in.
Oh my God, you actually played with it before Christmas?
Oh, yeah, did you? While we were out, and then put it all back nicely in the box. And then on Christmas Day, they had an extra box that had the Super Mario game. So that for me, SNES, absolutely every day of the week.
So it was like you were gutted, but then you're like, oh my God, it's actually, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's great.
That is a good shout because that was my first console and it probably were the best one ever. No online playing, just play on your own or with your mate. Perfect.
Sorry, do what?
For me, it was my Scale Electrics. My first Scale Electrics, it were a little figure of 8 track. It was so shit looking back on it. But looking at it now, like, it were amazing back in there. And but it really annoyed me when they'd come off. Like, because you had to proper test that throttle, didn't you?
Did you have one of them carpets as well where you couldn't find stuff on because it like had that pattern on it?
100%. 100%, mate. 100% dodgy carpet.
Yeah.
Can't find no on it. You're standing on Lego every 2 minutes, aren't you?
Yeah, like your jumper, actually. Your carpet jumper. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That was the problem, though, wasn't it, with those carpets? You lost something. Like, where is it? That's a good shout, though. Scale Electric. That takes me back as well. Deck.
I feel like it's going to be a bit tricky one, is this? Because I'm a bit younger than you lot. I think I got PlayStation 2. Pardon?
I said, was it your first Barbie girl?
It's his Cabbage Patch doll. What did you say?
That was one. That was good, that one. I was impressed with that.
How old are you?
27.
Oh,
PlayStation 2?
Yeah, I think it was PlayStation 2, if I remember right. But a really random one that just sprung to mind straight away was, do you know when you obviously had a phone as a kid? I always had Samsungs. There were never enough memory in them. So I asked my mum one year for an SD card. And that was brilliant. I was so made up with it.
Oh my God, you are so boring.
How random is that?
Do you know what? You were so right, though, Deck. It was a massive issue. It was.
Remember on the Samsung slidey ones, you got like a speaker as well that you could like plug onto the side of it. Do you remember those?
Little Sony Ericsson.
Yeah.
Did anyone get the Walkman phone with the slide back camera?
Yeah. I had that.
Yeah, boy.
They were like orangey, weren't they? The colours of them. They were great in the time. Do you know what? Like, they were so cool, but now they're like absolutely rubbish. But life was so much better, wasn't it, back then? Let's be honest. I mean, social media is great for obviously what we do and stuff like this. This had never been possible, but I would switch it all off in an instant, personally.
You know, to be honest with you, I mean, like, obviously, I'm a bit older than you boys. I remember, I think my first phone, I think I was 16 when I got my first phone. Facebook wasn't around. You know, when you went home from school, you didn't. There was none of like. I found it quite cool that, you know, when I kind of reconnected with friends. So like, social media was great for that. You know, when you went to school with people you'd not probably talked to for a long, long time. But but Adam, I'm going to ask you, what was your present? What was the thing?
Stretch Armstrong.
Of course it was.
Oh my God, I loved it.
See, it reminds me of Mr. Frosty. Do you remember Mr. Frosty? But no, tell me about your Mr. App. Why did you love it?
No, Will. I were a bit of a weirdo, mate, as a kid.
No shit.
What do you mean? Cheeky bugger. I used to play out in the garden like all the time, and I loved Action Men, so I had loads of Action Men. Mm-hmm. And I used to like make, like the washing line. I used to like craft it and put it from like one end of my house to a tree. And then do you ever see them washing bags? They're like made out of like netting. The mum used to put like washing tablets in. I used to like hang that on with the army man and like send him down the wires. But then Stretch Armstrong like changed the game because I could stretch him the whole bloody life. It was brilliant. I just love stuff like that. I love being out. I played out like every day. I were out every day. I wasn't on games consoles until I got a Super Nintendo and that like that. But I remember Grand Theft Auto on the PS1 actually.
PS1, the original Grand Theft Auto.
You used to be like fart and burp and stuff, didn't you? And
yeah,
see what was going on.
I suppose the reason why you didn't like the Stretch Armstrong any longer was probably because it was made of asbestos.
Were it?
No.
I mean, I did pop it. I did actually. I think my sister popped it actually in spite. And it was like a liquid surrounded the asbestos. What an idiot! We'll edit that bit out.
Absolutely not.
So on in the Christmas spirit, I think Declan's going to do us a beautiful recital. Are you, Declan?
So is this a story time with Declan?
Well, it is a story, yeah, but I think us three are all going to mute and just listen and enjoy this one.
So we've got a bit of special one, with it being Christmas. So it's Silent Night, Holy Night. All is calm, all is bright. Round yon Virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild.
Who's John Virgin?
You said John Virgin. That's what you said.
Round John Virgin.
Did he used to host potluck with Jim Davidson?
That's John Virgo. Sorry, Deck. You're beautiful. Carry on.
You ruined my last two lines here, so it's sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. And there we go. That's a little story time.
Sorry, I've ruined that.
Absolutely ruined it. I definitely said John.
You did say round John Virgin.
No, I said John.
You did. You'll listen back and you'll be like, oh yeah, I did actually. Hey, do you want to do it again?
Nah. No.
I don't think anybody needs to hear that again, but thank you. It's a wonderful contribution, and we're so proud that we've got you. Right. Now I'm going to do a feature. Would you believe?
God.
We're going to do a Christmas quiz. Now,
do you know what
Chris,
the thing is? I'm going to mention this before. I am being rude and I'm jumping in. Adam doesn't like to get involved with quizzes because he doesn't like the fact that from the fact
Chris Googles.
My first two attempts, he doesn't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my hands here. How am I going to do it? How am I going to do this? How are we going to do this fairly?
If I hear clicking, I'm going to kick off. Just please give me your answers. Do not cheat.
Okay, and I'll put my hands like that then.
I want pen and paper, lads, and I want before I give you the answers,
Pen and paper.
listen. Just listen. I need a picture, or send me actually on WhatsApp. I'll go on WhatsApp, open a chat with me personally, and send me your answers to every question.
I'm not sure I can write at this current time.
You need to, mate.
Just quickly on the quiz.
Yeah.
So my uncle listens and watches the podcast, and he said I was that bad on the last quiz. I got 0, just to remind everyone.
Yeah.
He got me a quiz. He got me a Bradford City quiz book.
Oh,
for my
wow.
birthday.
Oh, amazing.
Wrong
So we're
book,
gonna have to
though,
use
because
this
it's
one
all
time.
about Christmas.
We'll use it next time. What's your uncle called?
Paul.
Shout out, Paul.
Cheers for that.
Not
Yeah,
Paul.
who's that? Who's the book by and what's the title?
The quiz book of Bradford City Football Club in the 21st Century by Jack Pearson.
It's brilliant. That. I think we'll definitely use that next time.
There's over 100 questions inside.
We'll use them.
Yeah, find the
The other
answers.
thing is, I like to do obscure, weird questions at times as well. So like that.
Right.
But we'll use some. Right. Please don't cheat, guys. Just give me your first
What
answer.
I'm going to do is I'm
What?
putting all. Listen, I'm going to keep my phone because you keep accusing me of cheating just because I cheated on Kiki D. Here's a confession. It's Christmas. I'm confessing. There was a question about Kiki D and I did cheat, and that's the only time I have cheated on one of these quizzes once. So there we go.
Leopards, Chris. Leopards. We
Wow.
all know what they say about leopards. So the trust has been broken, and I never forget it. Never forget it. But anyway, right, boys. So if you've all got a chat open with me, don't send me them individually. Just put like one and then enter with all your questions, your answers. Right. So if everybody's playing along at home, we'll do the answers at the end. So you'll and let us know. We've got 15 questions and then potentially a bonus question at the end as well.
Sorry, how many?
15.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Sure. It's going to be quick. Right. Number 1. Eyes down. What is the highest grossing Christmas film of all time? Why is that funny?
No, just look. Chris,
No, Chris, you've just done exactly what I asked you not to do, you sausage.
What?
You need to send me the separate, like, so number 1, answer, number 2, in one message. I forget.
Okay.
I mean, no, actually, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
No, because you're accusing me of cheating, so I'm doing it this way.
Instantly. That's good. Do it the way you're doing it.
right,
Okay.
what was the question?
Oh, my God. Highest grossing Christmas film of all time.
Can I change my answer?
Nope, first answer counts.
I'm
Right.
wrong. I know I'm wrong.
And I'm going to give you a fact about every answer at the end. Right, number 2. Best-selling Christmas song of all time. This one you're not going to get. Are you ready? So that was number 2, guys. Number 3. What is Adam's favourite Christmas song of all time? I've just seen some answers come through. Okay, this one you should all get. What fruit is commonly used in the Christingle service?
Oh, I know this one.
If anybody doesn't know what the Christingle service is, it's a Christian celebration. It's usually held on Christmas Eve.
You mean the one the religion that I was brought up with, that I haven't got an absolute Scooby-Doo?
How have you not? You should have done this when you were at like school, maybe.
Never listened.
I did it and I loved it, and I'll give you some facts after. And anyway, Andy, you.
Must be.
Right. Number 5. What character did Adam play in the Nativity when he was at school?
Oh, you were definitely a cow.
You're a cow. Right. Okay. Number 6. What BD postcode is Bradford? It's Valparadine, so Bradford City's ground. What BD postcode is it in?
I've had too much alcohol for this.
Oh, you should all know that one. That's an easy one, guys.
I've already texted you.
This is
I'm writing them in one list, just so you're aware.
A favourite Christmas delicacy, Terry's chocolate orange, was created in which year? On a side note, it was created in Yorkshire, guys.
Are you going to give us a decade rather than year? Or are you
closest year. Closest decade is fine. I'll give you a point for that.
I'm going to go with that one. I don't think I'm right, but I'll go with that.
So a bit of a Bradford City question now. First one. Second one. number 8, Bradford's last Premier League Boxing Day fixture 22 years ago, who was it against? So the last time we were in the Premier League, we played on Boxing Day. Who was that against in the Premier League? Last opponent on a Boxing Day fixture.
Come on. Give me a chance.
Don't cheat.
I'm not cheating. Look, my hand's here. Fuck. Oh, I think... No, that was the year before.
Right.
I can't think. Right.
Moving on. Number 9. In which modern-day country was St. Nicholas born? In which modern-day country was St. Nicholas born? Number 10.
I got that wrong. But
Number 10. The record for the tallest snowman is how big to the tallest feet?
Say that again, sorry.
The tallest snowman that's ever been sort of on record is how big to the tallest feet, guys?
This is a long quiz.
It's
I've
nearly
had too
done.
many alcoholic beverages for this.
It's nearly done. People are enjoying this that are playing at home.
You mean us?
Nobody listens to this, really. Number 11, right, this is an interesting one. On Christmas Day in Japan, what major fast food brand is commonly eaten? This is actually a real thing, this. Bear with me one sec.
I mean, if I get that right, that's an issue. But carry on.
I don't think it can be right. It can't. But I'm gonna have to. This is
Right.
a good. By the way, mate.
Good, isn't it? I actually thought of these all myself as well.
Bullshit.
I did, honest. In which Yorkshire village is the Railway Children set? So it's a film. I think there's a book actually as well. But the Railway Children, which Yorkshire village is it set in?
If I don't get this right.
So I said, which Yorkshire
quiz
village is it set in? Right.
We've done this quiz before I decided to drink.
Number 13. How many times does Santa check his naughty and nice list? I'm watching to see if anybody's singing it. And you're not. I'm disappointed. That's what my expectation was. He's making a list. Okay.
I'm waiting for someone to blurt it out then.
I was so close.
I tell you what, I'm going to put it this way. I'm not going to win this quiz.
No, you're not. I've just seen your answer. Okay. 2 more. What is the little girl called in the Christmas film The Grinch?
Oh, I know this one.
She's like that.
I can give you a full name.
Oh, love. Okay. And final question, number 15. What is a stand pie?
A what?
Stand pie. My dad used to call it stand pie, but it's a stand pie.
Yeah, you got me there. No idea.
I can't believe you don't know this. This is a Yorkshire delicacy. Right. Bonus round, because we'll see if we need to split it.
You won't need to, mate. Don't worry about that.
I'm
I don't
going
know,
to give
me and you
you...
might be level if you're this bad.
So this is for Harry Lewis and Jake Young that I'm hopefully are listening along with this one. And it's a guess the player game.
So what they play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you 3 clues. So if you get after... Enjoy, Big. Looking all right. Bloody racket over there. Trying to do a quiz here. My God. Like Jasper Carrot, doing a right good job and then you're ruining it. Right. So I'm going to give you 3 clues. If you text me when I give you clue 1 and get it, I'll look. So you need to all message me this one. And those playing along at home, see what you do. So clue 1. This former Bantam has played for Knack Breeder, Ipswich Town, and Aberdeen. Have a moment. Don't look at your phones. Just if you get it on that one, you can send me a guess and I'll let you know if you've got it. So this former Bantam played for Knack Breeder, Ipswich Town, and Aberdeen. Any ideas? Don't tell me who, but has anybody got a clue on that one?
I've got an idea, but I don't go for it yet.
I think you should guess because you can still guess on round 2 anyway.
Oh, can I? All right, okay.
That's why I want you I don't want you to Google.
I don't know why this is in my head, but
send me your
I don't think
instincts.
it's anywhere near.
Right?
I don't think it's anywhere
Send me
near.
your instinct. Just your first person.
Oh, no.
No idea.
Right? Number 2. He made his debut for Bradford in the 2015 and 16 season. He made his debut for Bradford in the 2015-16 season.
It's
I'm struggling with this one, guys.
Oh, I think I know who it is.
Any closer, you can send me.
His name.
Yep. You're struggling, aren't you? Yeah. Clue.
I got a Scooby.
Clue 3. This player scored his first goal for the club in a 2-0 FA Cup win against Aldershot. And it were a good goal. He chipped the goalkeeper. So this player scored his first goal in the club for the club in a 2-0 FA Cup win against Aldershot. Just a few further clues for anybody that's playing along at home that's not yet got it. He only made 6 appearances for Bradford, and that was mainly due to the player in his position being injured. Yeah? So I'm going to go over these clues again. This former Bantam has played for Knack Breeder, Ipswich Town, and Aberdeen. He made his debut for Bradford in the 2015-16 season. This player scored his first goal for the club in a 2-0 FA Cup win against Aldershot, where he chipped the goal.
I know it is. I can't remember his flipping.
Final clue, because you're not getting it. He was potentially the happiest player to ever sign for Bradford City in his picture. You've got it now, some of you. I can see it. In his media picture, he was delighted when he signed.
I can see him smiling at me.
You're going to kick yourselves.
I am.
Do you want a final clue, or do you know who he is?
Yeah, give us another one.
He's a left back.
I'm well out.
Right.
Okay.
Left back. Let me go over the clues again.
Oh, what's his name?
Knack Breeder, Ipswich Town, and Aberdeen. Ipswich Town he currently plays for. He made his debut for Bradford in the 2015-16 season. Just think about left backs around that time. 15-16. He scored his first goal in a 2-0 FA Cup win against Aldershot. Right? At the time, he was a second choice left back in the squad. Behind James Meredith. That's it. No more clues.
It can't be this guy. It can't be.
And he was the happiest player to ever sign for Bradford City.
I think it's this one that I've just put up, Adam. But
nobody's going to win this, by the way, because I've given you the 3 clues and nobody got the 3 clues. But I'm going to give you a final chance to guess, and I'm going to reveal who it is. Did you like that one, by the way? Was that a good question?
It's an hard one. Fair play.
I don't think it's that hard. I would know who this guy is, especially on the happy photo.
I think I've got the answer. I think it's what I've just put. I think.
I don't want to say.
Right, 2 you've got it. 2 you've got it, and I think that's on what I said about the happy thing. He played for Bury as well.
It is who I thought it was, then. Yeah.
And his miles out. He's putting Adam Chicks.
I'm not in a fit state for this. Let me be telling you, lads.
So I'm just going to have a look at your answers to that last question. So Chris's guesses started off at Marco Sass, and then it went to Gus Ullenbeek.
Yeah.
Bean.
I've been a man nerd for a while.
Dennis Sepp, and then you went to Halliday because of the left back situation, and then Greg Lee. So the answer is Greg Lee.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Deck guessed Lee, but that was right at the end. And Andy has guessed Cindy. Oh no, that's a different one. Carl McHugh, Kai Brunker, Meredith. He's put Meredith, and then he's put Meredith, and then he's put Chitson. So,
I blame the alcohol.
Did he not?
So the answer to that final question was Greg Lee. Now,
mate, that was a quality quiz. That can I just say that was brilliant.
Did you enjoy that one?
Yeah,
I struggled with that.
I don't think I've got any answers right, but I'll go with it.
So you can mark yourselves because you've all sent me your submissions, but I'm just going to read them out so you can see what's what. So the question 1 was the highest grossing Christmas film of all time. This one took me by surprise. It's the Grinch, but it's not the original. It's the 2018 animated version. Of the Grinch.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
crap, that is.
What did you boys go for?
I went for the Santa Claus movie.
I went Elf.
See, I went
Elf's
Home Alone
great.
2.
So, Home Alone, the original, is the second best, and it only got knocked off.
I knew there was one of the two were in there, and I
Yeah.
just thought it was 2. Anyway, yeah. Do I get half a point for that?
No, you don't. Number 2, you buggery. So nobody got that one right. That's good. The best-selling Christmas song of all time. So the answer is "White Christmas" by Bing Crosby. I'm dreaming
song?
of the white.
We don't need to mention what I put down. We don't need to mention what I
Just like the ones I used to know.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, we'll stop there. But not only is it the best-selling Christmas song of all time, it's the best-selling song of all time as well.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it?
Facts on facts on facts. This quiz is not just one-ended, guys. It's open-ended. So that's 0 out of 0 for everybody. Number 3. What is Adam's favourite Christmas song of all time?
Mr. Blobby.
Mary's Boy Child.
Oh my God, yeah, it actually is. Yeah, it actually is. If you don't know what that is, guys, I'm going to do a little bit of a rendition. It's Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day.
What's the rest of his favourite Christmas song of all time?
That's the best one.
Fairy Tale in New York.
Yep.
Too generic, guys.
See, for me, it's Stop the Cavalry by Jonah Lewis.
Good song, actually. I love that.
I love that song.
Right, anyway, carry on.
Right, okay. So, Andy's winning. This is a turn up for the books. What fruit is commonly used in the Christingle service? And the answer
Orange
to
or tangerine?
orange is fine.
So the only thing I could think of was we all want a figgy pudding. So that
Yeah, this is going to be bad for you, Chris. It's four questions in. You're blobbing on every one. Andy's winning, I think, and Deck's behind him. So yeah, the answer to number 4 is an orange, and you put like cocktail sticks in it with sweeties on.
Do you know what?
Amazing.
I think the old tradition was if you were good, you got an orange, and if you were bad, you got coal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
That's
See,
the only reason I got the
I
orange.
remember at one time I were in school choir at primary school, and we had to go to Bradford Cathedral, and we all held an orange with a candle in it while we were singing the songs.
Is that what Vicar
Terrible.
called? Is that what he called it, priest? Sorry, didn't mean that. Anyway, we're going to move on with the answers. We need to get cracking along with this. So, what character did Adam play in the Nativity when he was at school?
See, I definitely think you were King Herod because you just. I tell you what, though, the funny thing is, true story. I was King Herod in the Christmas play at school.
That's a shock, actually. I don't feel like you've got King Herod vibes.
I was horrible. I was Scar in Lion King as well.
Oh,
More of a Mary for me.
Lion King?
but,
Where did you go to
know.
school? West End?
It was
So
great.
what-
The drama department was amazing.
I can tell that you are very dramatic. Deck, Andy?
I
So I
put a
got
cow.
donkey.
Deck?
Donkey.
Well done. But I were the arse end of the donkey, I think. I don't think you should on my head. I think I got legs. No, but I think I went donkey. But yeah, I would definitely donkey, but I can't remember if I were the back end or front or. Anyway, that doesn't even matter. What BD postcode is Valley Parade in?
BD8.
Oh, thank God.
Shit.
What did you put? BD7.
Yeah.
Finally, I got a question about the club actually right. So yeah.
Right, this one, number 7. Terry's Chocolate Orange was created in which year? Closest is fine. Decade.
What did I put? 1957. I put.
I put 1890s.
Fucking hell, no.
Ooh.
I've got 1950.
So Deck, you are technically closest, but it's 1932.
Oh.
So
Yeah, he
it's
gets
a
the
bit of-
point. He gets the point. That's
No, I
how
don't.
it works.
You don't get a point for that. It's not
Oh,
closest
you're not
decade.
giving it? No, okay, fair.
No, I'm the quiz master here. No, but they actually were invented in York in 1932. I didn't know it was invented in Yorkshire. I'm very impressed by that.
Terry's, yeah, it's a Yorkshire company. It's
Not Terry's. Not Terry's. It's mine. Number 8. Bradford's last Premier League Boxing Day fixture. Who was it against?
It really struggled with this one. I put Sunderland, but I think it was the year before that we beat Sunderland 1-0 Yeah, I got it wrong anyway. That definitely wasn't Sunderland away.
I put Wimbledon.
Deck.
I think it was Derby. Derby.
Deck.
I went Leeds, just felt local.
Sunderland. It was Sunderland. Guess what the result was? Any ideas on that?
The 1-0 win that we got? No.
Lost 4-1. But you get a point for Sunderland. Good chance.
Oh, come on.
Cheat.
I'm
Right.
not cheat, am I? How am I cheating?
Number 9. In which modern day country was St. Nicholas born? The answer, nobody knows this one by the look of it, is Turkey.
Oh, because there is.
I didn't see that coming.
Out in Turkey as well. I nearly put Turkey. Never mind.
Right. The record for the tallest snowman is how big to the tallest feet?
I put 30.
30, 12.
I put 67.
120 feet.
Oof.
That's a
That is
big
massive,
snowman.
So nobody gets a point for that one. Number
I
11.
missed a 0 off mine.
Yeah. Well,
If I had crumpled it, it would have caused a lot of issues.
On Christmas Day in Japan, what major fast food brand is commonly eaten? This is honestly a real thing as well.
I want to say it's Pizza Hut. I mean, I put McDonald's, but I don't think it is. I think it's something like,
I fancied KFC.
Yeah.
I think it is KFC now. I think now
Is
since
it?
I've done it.
KFC.
Is it actually?
You know why? Because I think it was the 80s. They put an advert out to say you should eat Christmas. You should eat KFC at Christmas. And I think the Japanese people thought it were a Western thing to do, so they all started doing it.
No way. That's
They still do
incredible.
it to this day. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, KFC.
Wow.
Mental.
Look into that. It's so interesting. This is why these quizzes are amazing, because you've learned.
Yeah.
Right. So, in which Yorkshire village is the railway children set?
If we'd have got this wrong, if anyone's got this wrong, can I just say, get out?
I'm intoxicated.
Chris, you've
I
got it wrong. You actually got it wrong. You actually have. You've got it wrong, I promise you. You've got it wrong.
Have I actually?
Yes.
I swear to God, you have. Oh my God. So, Chris has put Keighley. Right. The question is, which Yorkshire village? So, Keighley, for a start, is a town, just in case you didn't know. Deck, do you know the answer to this one?
I think I do.
One.
I've got Haworth.
No, you're wrong.
Oh.
It's Oakworth. So
Is it Oakworth?
Oh.
Yeah, I knew it was one of the two.
Technically, is that not technically Keighley though?
No, it's not a village.
It's not though, because it's Oakworth, isn't it? It's different
So-
names.
Yeah, the village is Oakworth.
Has it got
13
Yeah,
is into
yeah.
Oakworth. But
I tell you
Deck
what,
is-
that's going on some of the best
Yeah,
moments of the season.
I can't
Isn't
believe you
it?
just-
That's brilliant.
You're just going to keep your mouth shut, don't you?
Oh, of
Although
course.
I'm going to give Deck half a point because there were certain scenes that were set in Haworth. So you're going to have half a point for that.
Were there
That's
any
fair.
scenes that were filmed in Keighley?
Well,
Well,
almost,
technically, in
but
the
it was a
town, yeah.
So I get half a point then.
No, you
Thanks.
don't.
No,
The
it's in
question was
village.
Village.
No.
Right. Anyway, moving on. How many times does Santa check his naughty and nice list, Chris?
Didn't have a Scooby Doo. Could not even think. Do you know what?
Twice.
If anyone gets this wrong,
Get
I got it wrong.
Right,
I put 365.
Right, I'm going to lead you into this. So he's making a list. Anybody?
He's
Checking
checking it
twice.
365
Correct.
times.
Checking it twice is absolutely bang on. Yeah, I think Andy's going to win this. I genuinely cannot believe I'm saying it. Chris is out of the question. But yeah, checking it twice. How do you not know that song, man? Anyway,
I'm not a Christmassy person.
nothing surprises me with you anymore.
I'm the Grinch. I am the Grinch.
Andy is going to win because he knows this next one as well. So what is
So
the
do I.
little girl? What is the little girl called in the Christmas film The Grinch, Andy?
Cindy Lou Who.
Certainly is. Certainly is. There you go. And then this one, I can't believe you didn't know this one, guys. What is a stand pie?
I've heard it. Oh, is it not like? I do know.
Big pork pie.
Yes, it is, Deck. It's a big pork pie. So
Oh, it's
you
the
generally-
giant ones, isn't it? It's
you order them at
absolutely
Christmas.
massive ones.
And they sell out at all the local and Keighley and Bradford
Yeah.
sell out because everybody wants them. So yeah, it's just like a massive pork pie, and they call it. My
It
dad
is.
used to call it stand pie, but it is stand.
I tell you what, I'm just glad my uncle, who supports a different team, who's a butcher, isn't listening to this podcast right now, because I think he'd probably disown me. So
probably so, but yeah, there you go. So that is the end of the quiz, guys. Hopefully you did better than these guys. So if you guys can jot up your totals and let me know, so I can
without cheating, and yeah, because it's not about cheating, is it? It's not about Kiki D. Sorry, cheating, is it?
I mean, if anybody didn't get that right, then Andy,
I got 6.
6.
Whoa. I got 3.5.
Deck
4.5. Where did Chris get his 0.5 from?
Yeah, wait a minute, Chris. Where'd you get your 0.5 from?
I got it from the Keithley one because I'm giving myself that.
No, I'm the quizmaster. That is 0. So you actually got 3 out of 15.
Yeah, I tell you what,
That is
absolutely
really bad.
Do you know? It's like, do you know what, Adam? It's like going back to the first weeks of the event again, isn't it? Where, you know, I said to you, I've got quite a bit of knowledge about Bradford, blah blah blah, and I've just made myself show myself up once again. Can I just mention, and I'm only going to mention this about this quiz one more time, 1906.
Yeah. But now this is it. Now you've got this extra soundbite. You're saying, if anybody's got this wrong, they need to leave. And there you go. You went and got it wrong.
I'll tell you what, who does the editing of the videos? I'll tell you what, the thing is that people are watching this or listening to this and they will know that I'll laugh at myself because that was great. So, yeah, that will be in there.
And I think that is a lovely way to sign off our festive episode. So I think we should all just raise a final cheers to the festive chickens.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what, I genuinely hope everyone has. I'll tell you what, I've got nothing left. But I just genuinely hope everyone has a really good Christmas. Hopefully, everyone sees family. Anyone who hates Christmas, you know what? I hope you have a good day because there are people out there that hate Christmas. But we all appreciate the support that we've had so far this year. We've been around for 6 months, not even that. I think it's literally 5 months. It's crazy. But just enjoy yourselves and hopefully maybe you might be listening to this on Christmas Day with your family, right while you're having your meal. You're not having Brussels sprouts because it tastes like shit. Whoa. You're having parsnips. You're having Yorkshire pudding on a Christmas dinner because it is absolutely deserved to be on a Christmas plate. But you know what? From me, I just want to carry on because Adam keeps yawning. But thank you very much, guys. And follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Spotify, major platforms, and everything.
Sorry, guys, nodding off there. Do you guys want to say out, Andy Deck? Not your chance.
Merry Christmas, folks. Like, just have a good New Year. Spend it with whoever's special to you, whether that's family or friends. Spend it with whoever's special to you. And do you know what? Have a laugh like we've done tonight.
So, yeah, as Andy said, spend it with whoever's special to you. Deck?
Just couldn't leave it plain and simple on that. Just have a good Christmas.
Wait a minute,
Deck. For 3 points.
Start again, Deck. Sorry.
Just have a good Christmas. Let's hope for 3 points on Boxing Day.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, guys. Andy is never, ever, ever coming on again after his performance tonight. No, I'm only joking. He's waving. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody, from us at the City event. Hopefully this time next year we'll be in League One. Fingers crossed. But have a lovely Christmas and a Happy New Year. And guess what? Up the fucking chickens.
No, Adam. Up the fucking Christmas chickens.
Up the fucking turkeys. Oh, yeah. Up the Christmas chickens. I thought you boys were going to do it. You're not going to do it?
Up the chickens!
Up the Christmas chickens.
That was no conviction in that Deck. I want another one. Try again.
Up the Christmas chickens.